Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am laichenir or Lay, and today I'm going to be telling you guys, or like chit-chatting with you guys and doing my makeup, just chit-chatting about relationships, my thoughts about them right now, my experiences, and just a little bit of a rant maybe. But yeah, I'll just be doing this smoky look for you guys and just talking and chatting about dating. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. Okay y'all, so today we're going to be doing a little chit chat, get ready with me. I'm going to be talking about relationship stuff, my love life, things that I really do not talk about. And I think I'm going to do like a smoky eye, like a black smoky eye. I have not done one of those on my channel in years. So we're going to see what I do these days, because I probably haven't done a smoky eye since that video, which was like years ago. But anyways, I'm just gonna be doing my makeup and talking to you guys about relationships. So in the title, it's probably gonna say something like, I'm done with men, I hate men, men are trash, I'm done with relationships, or something like that. I just want to start off by saying, like, I'm just playing. Like, you have those thoughts like every once in a while, but like it's not nothing like that I seriously feel like deep down in my heart. Like, while some of the things that these guys do is trash, and like it's just like, why? I'm not gonna sit here and say that all men are trash and that like I've lost all hope when it comes to relationships, but like where I am right now, I don't really think that I feel it like I used to. A couple years ago, I was ready to settle down, and these days I'm just not really on that. I'm on something else right now, and I'm going to tell you guys why. So I don't really get too deep into like my personal life, not only like on here, but like on social media, period. Like if I have a boyfriend or like somebody I'm talking to, if you follow me, like you might see them on my story or something. Like I'm not really wanting to be broadcasting my relationship and posting them all over my page and things like that. Like if you see it, you see it. If you see us together, you see us out, then that's just that. But like I'm not really one to put my business out there like that. So like majority of people that I follow on social media, like people I went to school with and everything like that, they probably wouldn't know who I really talk to unless they were like close to me or who I really deal with. So anyways, I guess we can just talk about my last few like little relationships or whatever. So the last time I even talked about a relationship on my page was like 2018, and it was like talking about my little Tinder experiences or whatever. So yeah, that was like summer of 2018, and since then, in the beginning of 2019, I end up talking to or starting to deal with like seriously, or trying to deal with seriously, one of the guys that I was talking about on that video, who I said was annoying and who is still pretty annoying. Like it's just so funny looking back at that video, because I was talking about how he was annoying me and we end up dating, but like he still does annoy me to this day. But yeah, so like I end up seriously dating him. That relationship, so like 2019, I didn't even like post. I don't think I posted at all on YouTube in 2019 for different reasons, mainly because I had moved, so I was in like a different space where I couldn't really film as much as I wanted to. And I was honestly just enjoying that time in that relationship, because I was in that relationship or dealing with this guy in like total bliss for like the first, what, 6 or 7 months of 2019. So, oh yeah, and everything I'm using will be in the description box. So yeah, I probably won't be showing it on the screen just because like I'm talking. So yeah, so I was talking to this guy that I had known for a little while, and we ended up getting in a relationship around May, and we ended up dating from like May up into July, and then we had like our first mishap and we broke up for a little bit and then got back together in like end of August, September, and then we ended up having our second mishap, which was like our last as a couple, and we broke up. So that was that, and I'm not going to really go too much in detail about why our relationship ended, but he definitely did not respect me or the relationship, and that just like caused issues. And it like later came out that he was not ready for a relationship, which I mean, like, clearly, because his actions were definitely showing that. Even though we both felt like, you know, we really were compatible, like we really vibed, we understood each other, we just had a good time. Like, even now to this day, like, we have a good time when we're with each other. But as far as relationship goes, he was not a relationship person. And because he doesn't want to be in a relationship, I don't really know when he'll ever get to that point. But I mean, at this point, it has nothing to do with me. So at this very point, I've been single for a little over a year. But honestly, even though I've been single, I was still dealing with him. Pretty much all of last year, I was dealing with him. And to be honest, I'm done with him. Like, as far as like trying to do anything relationship wise, like, we still are kind of cordial, we're still friends, ain't no beef or nothing, but like the relationship aspect of it, like, I'm finally letting that go. I definitely should have let it go a year ago. Well, I definitely should have let it go in the end of 2019, but we were still like holding on to it. And I guess I was just like, you know, expecting us to bounce back, but we just really didn't. And main reason was because he wasn't ready for a relationship. Us separating was just drawn out all of last year, and mainly because last year was just really hard. As far as Corona was here, I couldn't really go out, and I'm in like a new state, so I couldn't really go out and meet new people like the traditional way and just like move on the way I usually would when it comes to like dating guys, you know, being able to get on little dating apps or being able to just go out and meet people. Like, we're confined to the house, so I wasn't able to do it the way I was, you know, usually used to like moving on. So like, he was my comfort zone, he was somebody I was comfortable with. It just wasn't the right time to like really start anything new with somebody. It was just really hard to. I'm not gonna say it wasn't the right time, it was just really hard to, because of the current situation of the world, and it's still going on, but I'll be okay this year. Like, I look crazy right now, but it's gonna come together. Yeah, so in that relationship, even though we were pretty compatible, like we were like pretty much like close to best friends, as time went on, I was just realizing like some of his actions and like the things he was doing and like the stuff that came along with like being with him and dealing with him was just like not worth it, and it wasn't fair. The stuff he did was like heartbreaking, like it really hurt my feelings, and it kind of like put me in some bad places and things like that. But just like all around, to like really think about it, to just realize that that person that is like so different, like as far as like a boyfriend, like the stuff that he does is a lot better than most of my exes, as far as like taking me out, spending money, doing nice gestures, and listening to me, talking to me, motivating me, like the things that I would ask for in a man. Like, he had a lot of those qualities, but like our conversations and the things we would talk about, I would just assume, and I mean just based off of what was told to me, that they respected me a lot more and looked at me and put me like a little bit higher as far as like how people go and like how they would treat me. But when it's all said and done, and like based off of actions and not words, maybe I wasn't as important as I thought I was, or maybe he didn't think as high of me as I thought he would have, or as I thought of him. Almost like, you would do this for certain people you don't care about, but you care about me, so you wouldn't do that. But like, clearly I was wrong. So I just had to realize my place in his life and realize who I was, what I wanted out of a relationship, and like how I felt about myself. Like, he doesn't want to be in a relationship, which is okay, but I don't have to keep dealing with somebody who doesn't want to be in a relationship, and I don't have to keep settling for like a piece of a man, or like being one of many, because I'm way too cute to be one of many. And I love him to death. Like, out of all the guys that I've talked to, I really feel like we're the most compatible, we're a lot alike, and it's just time to move on. And it always hurts really bad when we have to like seriously move on from each other, but it needs to be done, because I just wonder where I would have been at if I would have like left him alone after the very first mishap. And that happened in like July of 2019. Like, I'd probably be somewhere totally different, and I could probably be with somebody totally different, but I've been like dragging this on, and this year I'm just like finally letting go, because I don't know, it just takes time to really get over somebody. Like, people can tell you all day to leave this person alone because of whatever reason, but you're really not gonna ever do it until you are completely ready. So like that's where I am with that right now. And this year we're just not going to be on the same thing we've been on. And that relationship like really kind of messed me up. As far as like when we first broke up, my confidence was shot for a lot of reasons. Like some of the things that he did in that relationship like kind of like really messed me up. But I spent most of last year like building myself up again and like really working on myself. I still have a long way to go, but just the fact that that relationship like really did that to me, and some of those things that happened to our relationship like really triggered me. As much as I like really enjoy him as a person, enjoy being around him and love him, I just can't. I just need time to really focus on myself and not keep dealing with him or letting him think that it's okay, that what he did to me was okay, and just basically keep dealing with him and just basically like making him think it's okay, because it's really not. Like he really hurt my feelings. He really kind of like broke me down, and maybe not intentionally, but like his actions definitely did. And I just feel like I just really took a lot of time to work on myself from like my previous relationships. I took a lot of time to work on myself. I took a lot of time to come into new relationships and not think everybody's like a cheater or not have trust issues, or just like, you know, I just took a lot of time to recover from my last toxic relationship or situationships, and I just took a lot of time to work on myself. And then like I was coming into this relationship like seriously ready to settle down, like because I have never really had a long-term relationship or like anything serious. Like I've been in a lot of situationships on and off, like BS relationships. So like when I got into this at what, 24, I was just ready to like really try to do a long-term relationship, and I guess the communication was not all the way there, and it didn't work out that way. But I mean, all in all, it was a nice experience. I did get to figure out with him what I did like in a man and what I don't like in a man, and what I want in my next man or like my life partner. He did have a lot of good qualities that I would definitely like in my life partner, my husband or whatever. But then like he had some things I was just like, yeah, I don't want this in that next person. So we are not dealing with each other in that way. Granted, I have seen him recently and we were dealing with each other still in more than a friend level. But while I was with him, it just was different. Like I just really wasn't seeing him or feeling him in the way that I usually do. And like the last few times that we linked up together, it was just like getting more and more to that point. So I really believe this time that I'm done with that, just because I don't know what he's gonna be like in a few years. It's really not none of my business. I mean, if it's meant to be, it'll be, but I'm not betting on it. So that was like a little bit about my last relationship. It's like vague as it could be, because I don't really care to put my business out there like that, but just, you know, a little bit of something. I was in a relationship and dealing with somebody for like the past couple years, and now in 2021 I am leaving that alone. The stuff that was done in my last relationship, it really like exposed a lot of my triggers and like some things that I'm still dealing with to this day for stuff that happened like over a year ago. And probably really have to go to therapy for some of this stuff, but it really exposed some of the things that I thought that I was, you know, over or like past, as far as like, you know, when I was working on myself. But like I see a lot of things that just like truly like I have not worked through fully. Like cheating is like a huge trigger for me, like to the point where I can't even joke about it. I can't even watch a story time on YouTube about it. I can't even hear about somebody cheating and just be okay, because I just get like flashbacks, or it just like really puts me in a bad place. Like I get down, or I might get like really angry, and it's just crazy how like something like that triggers me to the point where like it could really just mess me up for like either like the rest of the day or like a few hours. And like I just can't even hear about it. Like I don't want to hear about it. I don't think it's funny. You know, our generation likes to glamorize that and make fun of it and make it seem like it's the norm and like it's something to do. It might be normal, but I don't think it's cool at all. Like it can really mess people up, like mess up their confidence. It can really mess up their view on people, even though like everybody knows that everybody's not out here cheating. But if this is like what constantly happens to you in your relationships, it can like really have you looking like, what's the point of trying to have a monogamous, fully committed relationship if everybody out here is just cheating? Like it just really like clouds your judgment and just really mess with you and like really affects you long term. So I just wish we could all get out of that just get out of thinking that this is normal. This is what it's supposed to be, because it's really not. But this is what our generation glamorizes, and yeah. So like I figured out my triggers, and like I do really need to go to therapy for like that and some more stuff. But yeah, I just need to rework on myself again, rebuild myself. And that is another reason why like relationships probably aren't like the best thing for me right now. Since we broke up, I didn't immediately get on a dating app, but I did move like shortly after we broke up to a new state. So I just got on a dating app to see what was going on like in this new state. And I don't know, I really feel like dating apps are not what they used to be. The first time I got on one, it was up there seriously, it was like in 2017, and I was 23 then. So like 3 years ago, I got up there, and the guys at 23, like, they look a lot different, they looked a lot better. Mind you, like, a lot of people aren't up there looking for anything serious, and I mean, at that time, I wasn't really either. The guys that I dealt with up there seriously kind of just happened, but just going up there looking for somebody seriously was not like my intentions. But like these days, I don't know if it's just because we're like in Corona and we're just bored and trying to find something to do, or like what the deal is, but it really seems like it's just not the same. For one, I'm 26, so the guys that I look for up there are range from like what, 25 to 30 or something like that. So that's the age range I go for. So the guys are either like really, really old looking. If they're 30, they look like they're about late 30s, early 40s, like dressing weird, bald, like just looking bust down, like burnt out. Or they're like my age or even older, like 28, 29, looking like they're like 21. It's just like, grow up. Like, why are you out here looking like an F-boy? Why are you out here 30 years old, 29, with a blunt and bottles in your hand outside of a gas station, sitting on your car? Like that's not cute. It's almost like, are we really gonna meet decent men on these dating apps? Like, and if not, like, where do you really meet decent men? Because you can't meet them in a club, a bar, no. Like, and then on top of that, Corona, so like you can't even really go out and meet anybody in person anyways. So it's just like, where are we really meeting people at? I don't know, I just feel like the people on these dating apps, if you do meet somebody who looks halfway decent, I don't know if it's as pressed or they're just not as interested to like keep a conversation going. Like, most of the people that I meet up there that I actually have like good conversation with, we're laughing, we're joking, we're vibing, they usually just disappear. That's been happening to me always, forever. Like, I don't know if it happens to everybody else, but like since I've been on like dating apps or just talking to people online anyways, like the ones that I have vibe with the most and have the best conversations with, and just like, you know, it just seems like a vibe, they always end up like going MIA. And it's just like, wait, where did we go wrong? Like, what happened? Like, I'm confused. I thought we was, you know, getting somewhere, but no. They're usually the ones that just like go MIA, and then like, yeah. But like the ones where it's like almost like pulling teeth trying to hold a conversation, or like you're just like, they're just so dry and boring that they are the ones who usually stick around or try to keep, you know, the communication going. It's just like, this is weird. But yeah, with that being said, the dating apps aren't really working out. I did meet one guy on the dating apps at the beginning of last year, and we were talking for a little while, and then he ended up going MIA for like a month on some weird stuff, and then came back talking about like he was really busy with work. But I mean, I kind of let it slide because around that time he disappeared. Like, my ex had like came back home and I was spending time with him, so I really didn't care. But we had ended up getting back in touch, and I ended up pretty much talking to him seriously. Like, we went on dates throughout the summer and stuff, and we used to talk on the phone and FaceTime, and like we communicated daily and hung out and things like that as much as we could during Corona. So he was decent, but like, even though I met him, he clearly was not the one because we're not talking anymore. But it was nice to like still date somebody and then still figure out like what I want in a guy. And he had some qualities of like, when it comes to guys, like what I'm gonna want in a guy, and he had some qualities, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a couple of these from him and go off that when it comes to my next person, because I like some things about him, but as a whole, I did not feel like he was, I'm not gonna call him dense, but like, I really like to have deep conversations, intellectual type conversations, and I don't know, I couldn't really ever like have those type of conversations with him. I don't know, I couldn't explain it, but like I just didn't feel it like that with him. And then like he wasn't like short, but like he was like my height or maybe even like an inch shorter. And I like my guys tall, so like I don't know, from the beginning I just felt like I don't really know, but we'll see. Like maybe we should try to like not go for like your usual. But then again, it's like I'm tired of settling in so many ways, so I'm just gonna go for a taller guy who is a good guy and go from there. So I did end up talking to somebody last year and it was a nice experience. It didn't work out, but it's no hard feelings or nothing like that. Now we're at like 2021. I was still on dating apps. I had deleted my dating apps. I didn't even say that. I had deleted the dating app altogether in like the middle of the summer. So like I had met that guy and we were talking daily. I just felt like there was no need for dating apps. I can never really find anybody decent up there. Like Tinder is a no. I got off Tinder a long time ago because that is just like the worst app ever. But I was using like Black and Hinge. But I deleted my dating apps because just like it's just no point. All the guys out here are like, majority of the guys out here are not cute. And it just won't hit no nothing. So I just let that go. Deleted my dating apps, but like towards the end of the year, I think it was like end of November or like beginning of December, I got it again. Mainly because I was going to DC for New Year's. So I just wanted to see what the guys were looking like out there. So I made another Black and another Hinge. And I met a lot more guys on Hinge than Black. But the way I'm feeling nowadays, like, cause I work. So I work full time and then I'm trying to do YouTube and then I'm trying to work out and I'm trying to get my business back together. So I'm pretty busy. Like, granted, I could find the time to talk to some of these guys, but it's like, I'm not gonna be forcing or like pushing or being pressed to put effort into this conversation or this like building this type of relationship or building this friendship, whatever we're doing. I'm not gonna be putting in more time than you. And like I said, it seems like, I don't know if it's Corona, I don't know if it's just like the people I'm matching with, but it seems like majority of people are just like so like they're not there. I don't know if nobody's really trying to do anything seriously or what, but if you're not pressed to text me back, if you're gonna go days without hitting me back, I'm not gonna make you a priority. I'm not gonna put you above everything that I have going on right now. So that's where I'm at with it right now with these dating apps. Like some of these guys like really want to talk to me, or like it's like a lot of these people like it's, which is weird because we're in the middle of coronavirus, we're in the middle of a panoramic, and these guys want to like link up like first time talking. I'm like, that's not out of the norm. Because a lot of guys do that, and I still like, even if it were in normal times, I still don't like meeting up with people within hours of us matching. Like it's just like, can I get to know you first? But these guys are trying to like link in the middle of a panoramic, in the middle of a penny, and it's just like, I can't do that. For one, I got too much going on. I work, okay, and then I'm trying to go to the gym after I get off work, and then in between going to work, the gym, sleeping, I'm trying to do my YouTube, I'm trying to film, I'm trying to edit, and then I'm trying to do my business. So it's like I really don't have time for them, and I'm just like just getting to that point where like I'm not even gonna keep trying with you guys. Like I'm not even gonna like keep playing with y'all to the point where it's like y'all might think y'all gonna talk to me or see me, but I don't really have the energy or the time, or I don't really care to talk to people right now. Like I'm just so focused on getting myself together financially. I'm so focused on getting my business together and just really focusing on me. Like I feel like I tried with the relationships a couple years ago. I tried again last summer and it's just not working for me. And I just really want to have something together as far as like I really want to have my business thriving and just be stable and have something like concrete going, stable, consistent income outside of like working for somebody else going, and really focus on that and just have something going, like have something that I've been talking about for years, like have something accomplished, have something finished to where like I feel okay. And then after that, I will probably focus on putting myself out there and trying to find a man who's serious, a man who wants to be committed, because nobody wants to be committed these days. Like my last few situationships, relationships, whatever, like that's always the conversation.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
I'm not ready for a relationship. And then some of them go off and go get into relationships, which like whatever, or some of them just like legit, like they're showing you they're not ready. They have multiple girls, they are doing their thing, either they're focusing on their career or whatever it is, which is not a bad thing at all. They can do whatever they please. But it's just like, if that's what you're gonna do, just don't waste my time. Don't have me not put my stuff on hold, but like, you know, put some of my attention into what I could be putting my attention into. Like I could put my attention into my business or my growth, and then like, you know, taking a little bit of that and putting into you, and you're not being serious. And I just don't want to keep doing that. I want to make sure I have something accomplished. I want to make sure that what I want to do is done for the most part before I start letting somebody else in again. And I just want different for myself, man. I've been through a whole lot as far as relationships goes, and every time I deal with somebody, I try to do a lot of things differently. I try to learn from my mistakes. I try to require more, know my worth. And when it comes to like dealing with these guys these days, I've been like trying to put my foot down as far as like, if I don't like this from this person, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not even going to see if it gets any better. I'm not even going to like give them another chance, because I just feel like the way these guys be playing around like literally shows me how they feel about me, how they feel about pursuing a relationship. Like, if you say you like me, I shouldn't not hear from you for days at a time. If you say you want me, you've wanted me since whatever, and you really want to try to get something serious going with me, I should not have to ignore you or play games with you to get you to like see that I'm not playing with you. Like, keep playing like these back and forth type games. I shouldn't have to do that. Like, I just feel like if somebody is serious about you, they're going to show you in every way. Like, they're going to apply pressure. They're going to make sure they talk to you on a consistent basis, not go on days, going MIA for days, or like taking hours to hit you back. Because if we're gonna play that game, like, you're never gonna hear from me again. Like, we're not gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna keep playing games with you guys. So like, instead of playing games with these guys and going back and forth and playing this, you know, cat and mouse chase, like, I'm just gonna fully focus on me. And, you know, I'll talk to you when I talk to you. I'll see you when I see you. I'm sorry that you thought you can play with me. And I'm sorry you thought you could, like, you know, just go MIA and I was gonna be here waiting for you to text me back. Like, because if you do that, either congratulations, you're never talking to me again, or congratulations, you took 3 days to text me back, so I'll take 3 months, like 3 weeks, like whatever it is. Just like, I don't have time for this. I just really haven't ran into too many people or anybody in a little while who's like really been applying pressure, so I'm not about to trip about it. I haven't found anybody who makes me feel any type of way as far as like, I like really like them, I really want to possibly be with them in the future. And then I just haven't found anybody who like is showing me like that they're really serious about me. So even though I would love to have a relationship, I'm 26, like I said, I've never really had a serious long-term committed relationship. I would love to have that. I would love to have kids sometime soon. I would love to, you know, travel with my partner, get married, you know, all those things. And I would really love to do that. I wish I was doing that or in the works of doing that right now. But if it's not happening, I'm not gonna stress myself out about it. I'm not gonna be down about it. I'm just gonna focus on me, keep working on me, so that I am preparing myself to be a good woman, a good person, a good wife, good mother, like all those things. And then when it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. I'm done stressing about it. I'm done with all that. So that's just where I am right now with it. That's why I'm not really into relationships right now, because I'm just focusing on myself. And like, I know we always say that when like we get our heart broken or something, or like when we are just like going through, like, I'm focusing on me, like I don't need nobody, and da 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 da. Like, we always do that, but I don't know about nobody else, but I'm for real. I just want to make sure my stuff is blended out. Like, I know I've been doing this for like what, 30 minutes now, but I just want to make sure my black and my orange is blended out, period. Yeah, that's just where I'm at with it right now. And I mean, like, the dating pool out here, have you guys ever seen Twitter? Every single month there's a debate. And the debate is on, should we be going half? Should guys be paying for us on dates? What are we doing to deserve a guy to spend money on us? Y'all be wanting so much. Why can't y'all stay down until we come up? Why can't y'all gold diggers and blah, 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 blah. And I can answer all those questions because, well, for one, when it comes to like those debates on Twitter, I don't really get into them. I don't really say much about them. I don't really go back and forth with nobody, because the guys that I deal with, the guys that I will deal with, they don't be asking questions like that. They don't feel that type of way. They don't argue or give me no pushback when it comes to spending money. They don't give me no pushback when it comes to courting me, when it comes to taking me out, when it comes to taking care of me, when it comes to like any of that. So I don't deal with those bums or those men who believe we should go half and why don't y'all do so and so. Like those guys that always got like an issue with being like a gentleman or like courting or like dating, I don't deal with them. But like that's like a huge thing. I don't know where the shift was. I don't know what the issue is, because like this whole idea was created by a man anyways. Granted, it was more than likely created by a white man, but like these guys just be picking and choosing when they want to be traditional or like old fashioned, and I don't like that.
I don't like that.
So you don't want to pay our bills. You don't want to provide for us. You don't want to take us out. You don't want to treat us because we don't deserve it or we have to prove our worth. But it's like, my nigga, you're chasing me. You're pursuing me. So what else do I have to prove? You came to me. So what else do you want me to show you? At least in the very beginning. You want to see me. You want to take me out. You say you want to take me out. You want to have a chance with me. You want to have my time. You can't pay for dinner. Me personally, I'm not asking for you to take me to Ruth Chris or the most expensive steakhouse or like the most expensive restaurant, but like you can't take me out on a decent date. Like literally take me out, put some effort into the date, pay for the date, get to know me. Like, you know, you can't at least do that while you're trying to pursue me. Like, I'm not going to be coming to you, especially as an adult, as a grown woman. I'm not about to be messing with nobody who want to Netflix and chill off rip. Like, no. You want to see me, spend some time, you want to take me away from what I'm doing, then you need to be coming with something other than Netflix and chilling. Or it don't have to be expensive, but like, you'd be surprised the way these guys be out here acting. Like, they want to ask you, beg you to take you out, beg for your time, but not trying to pay for nothing. Or you paying for yourself, he paying for himself. Or I want to take you out, but I don't really have no money, but I'm not really trying to put in no effort to do none, you know, real cute, at least thoughtful, at least like a little small cheap picnic that might cost $15. I ain't even try to do all that. Like, no effort, no money, broke. And I mean, if you're broke, you're broke, but like, the thing with these guys, they be trying to do is like have us settle. Like I said, I'm not the richest, but like I don't expect anything less than what I could do for myself or what has been done for me previously. So I'm not going down for you just because you can't afford to keep up with what I'm used to. That has nothing to do with me.
Let me be clear. I did not know that. I appreciate that, but I don't give a damn.
Like, if you can't afford to go to a certain restaurant, you can't afford to take me out to, I don't know, just Dave and Buster's, like something small. Like, if you can't afford to do something more than just like, I don't know, Applebee's, or nothing wrong with Applebee's, but if you can't afford to do something extravagant or what a girl is used to, then stay in your lane, stay in your league. Don't try to put her down because you're not there. Get your money up for one, you know, so you can talk to those girls who are used to certain things. Don't try to pull us down because you're not at that level, which has nothing to do with us, all to do with you. If you want to talk to a person who doesn't think there's something wrong with McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, whatever it may be, whatever it is that you can afford, then you talk to those girls. Don't talk to the girls who used to Benihana's or something extra expensive and try to push them down and be like, well, you're bougie, you're a gold digger, you have issues, da-da-da. Most times, because I know me personally, if I'm wanting this, I can buy it on my own. If I'm wanting this, I'm used to somebody doing that for me anyways. If we're at that point anyways, like if I'm on that, 9 times out of 10, this is what I'm used to. Whether it's me doing it myself or another guy. And if it's another guy, that's my business, okay? That's her business. And if you want to talk to her, if you want to deal with her, there are certain requirements. Why would you have her knock herself down a notch to be okay with whatever you can or cannot afford? Like, no. Y'all try to talk about us like the things we require, us having our standards and things like that, is because we can't do it for ourselves, when that's not the truth. So it's not even like we ask for these things and we can't provide the same thing, because most times when you can show us that you can do for us, most of us, when it's time, will spoil you as well. We'll treat you as well, and probably do it 10 times better than you could. Like, we don't have if we got money, we got it like that. We have no problem spending money on our men. We have no problem doing nice, extravagant things for our men. Like, from what I be seeing on Twitter, these women be going all out. And these guys be half behind, you know, going all out on us. So, we are very, very capable of treating guys. It's just that a lot of us are requiring a lot more from you guys, and it's an issue. And that's sad, because it's just like, why? Why do you feel like it's okay for us to hold you down, which we have been doing for years and years, decades and decades, holding you down for you to get right, just for you to either treat us like crap the whole time, leave us in the dust when you get right. I mean, it could be, you know, the other part where you like do us right for holding you down, but it's like, it's just like such a risk with that these days, and none of us are trying to do that anymore. I'm tired of messing with guys for who they are. Like, I have to be getting something out of this, because it's just not benefiting me anymore. This whole thing is it's just not benefiting us. And I don't know where y'all get off. I don't know if it's like a Twitter thing or what. I don't know where y'all get off. It's like, oh, I don't want to provide, I shouldn't have to do this. And I saw somebody tweet like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't feel comfortable paying a woman's bills that I'm not married to, and which is okay, because you don't have to. Like, if y'all don't live together or whatever, but it's just like, I mean, it makes sense, but it's like, okay, cool. You don't want to pay bills for a woman you're not married to. I don't know if that means like you're not paying her bills and y'all live in separate places, or you're not trying to pay her bills and y'all live together. But it's like, cool, that makes sense. So you shouldn't be living together if you're not married, because that's a lot of commitment. It would make sense to be married before you do stuff like that. So stop trying to do it the non-traditional way. Like, we're not roommates, so I'm not paying rent. I'm not going half on rent, period. And it's just like, that makes sense. So while you feel that way, I don't feel comfortable doing wife things for somebody who's not my husband. You want us to cook, clean, you know, make a house a home, have the best sex, and do all this stuff as a girlfriend to prove that we're wifey material. But what are you doing to prove your husband material? Because you don't want to pay bills, you don't want to take us out, you don't want to make sure we're okay, you don't want to, you know, do anything. You guys barely lead. We have to do so much more. We have to do your part and our part. Like, not saying that's everybody, but like the majority, like, y'all want so much for nothing, and we always have to prove ourselves and prove ourselves. It's just like, I think a lot of us are tired of that. I think a lot of us are, you know, we're breaking free from that shackle, and we're just not feeling it. Like, I already know it's not everybody. Like I said, I don't personally deal with type of people that I see on Twitter, but just to see that and just be like, y'all really having this debate again? Like, y'all really going back and forth about who pays half, and y'all really going back and forth about all of this again?
Again. A fucking again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit. Same old fucking shit.
Like, we do this every single, like, twice a month, and it's just like tired. Like, my advice, ladies, stop trying to fight with these men that think like that. Stop trying to fight with these guys who feel like you have to prove yourself. What do you bring to the table? When it's like, why I gotta prove myself to you and you came to me? Like, are you okay? Is it crack? Like, what's wrong with you? What's going on? Why do I have to prove myself to you and you came to me first? The fact that I look the way that I look, the fact that I'm a woman, the fact that I have my stuff together, like, what else should I have to do for you? Like, I don't know. Anyway, stop fighting with these men. Stop trying to get these men to do something they clearly don't want to do. Stop going back and forth with them, and just deal with guys who have it. Because 9 out of 10, the guys who have it don't trip about it. They know what the deal is. They know what they have going on. They understand the benefits of having a good woman. They understand that most times they're not going to do this for nothing. They know that if they have a decent woman and they treat her good, she's going to treat him better. Like, they know this. It's just the ones who don't do anything, or maybe they're doing a lot for the wrong person, so they feel some type of like animosity towards like everybody, which is terrible, because you don't want us to feel like all guys are the same. All girls aren't the same. It's just the ones who either don't have it and want a whole bunch, who don't put out anything, who give like the minimal amount of effort and want so much, who always have so much to say about everything, who always have like a comment. But like the real men who like it would probably like really get to them and break their heart if they can't properly provide for a woman. Those type of guys don't trip about stuff like that. Like, it makes them feel good to be a provider. It makes them feel good to make sure the people that they love and care about are taken care of. And they don't give you all that lip. They don't go back and forth. It does not make them feel like they're giving so much, because 9 out of 10, like I said, if you treat a decent woman or a good woman good, she's gonna treat you better. I don't know about anybody else, but me personally, if a guy's taking care of me, I would love to make sure he's okay. I would love to pack his lunch. I would love to iron his clothes. I would love to give him massage. I would love to treat him just as much as he treats me. But it's just like, you guys aren't even doing that, but y'all still want us to be straight on wifey, show you guys what we can do, and you're not showing us. So now we're getting to the point where it's like, I'm not about to keep doing this with y'all. And now we're dead wrong. Which is funny. Trust me. If you pour into a good woman, she's always gonna make sure you're good. So it's not gonna feel so one-sided. It's not gonna be like you're doing all this for nothing, or like, and somebody just taking from you. It's not gonna be like that, trust me. But like, this new generation of men is just weird. And while I don't personally deal with them for too long, like if I figure out that's the type of person you are, you're done. Like, I'm not dealing with you. But it is a lot of guys who feel that way. And I don't know if it's because we're just like, you know, new generation, and a lot of them, which is like the dumbest argument to me, they'll complain. I seen on Twitter, I think it was Twitter, like somebody was trying to make a valid point by saying that, you know, women, they make a lot more money than men these days, which could be true. But why are we making more money than you guys these days? Please tell me. Is this because of statistics? Because, you know, a lot more of us are entrepreneurs. A lot more of us have degrees. A lot more of us really work hard to, you know, get our money up. Is it that? But then again, it's like, you're saying that like you're not capable of making money too. Like, you can definitely go to college. If that's what you want to do, you can definitely start your own business. You can definitely work really hard to make more money. But it's like, to say you don't go to school, if you're only like working a regular job, like whatever the job is that makes decent money, like, I don't know, $15, $20 an hour. If you're only doing that and then just coming home and sitting on a game all day, not doing anything extra to make more money or like have a better future, you know, anything different to like get more money. Like, if you're not doing anything like that, then how can you sit there and complain? Because a lot of us women, like I said, I'm going to work full time, and then I come home and I go to the gym, and then I do YouTube, and then I'm working on my business. I'm already trying to get 2 other sources of income going so that I can be okay in the long run. I don't have time to come home. There's nothing wrong with playing the game, trust me. We all have to do something to, you know, clear our mind. But it's like, okay, if you don't want to play the game for money because, you know, you're on it so much, cool, because you want to keep a hobby. What else are you doing to make extra money? You can't just be sitting there and be comfortable working your regular job, especially if it's not making you good enough money to take care of yourself and your woman or your possible family. Like, if you're not where you're supposed to be at, why are you so comfortable? Why are you relaxing? Like, we all are capable of bettering ourselves, and it's just like, y'all don't really put in that much effort to do more, better yourself, and we do, and then you sit there and complain that we make more money. Like, yeah, we're making more money because we're putting more into it. We're making a bigger effort to do that, and you're not. That's weird.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Like, that's a strange little argument. We make more money now. You need to figure out why that is the case, because I'm pretty sure what I said is the reason why. We're doing more. And I literally see that with the guys that I know and the girls that I know. We are really like doing so much on top of, like, if we are in relationships or if we have kids, we're doing all that and more on top of taking care of the household, or on top of like still making sure we have time for our men. We still have time for our family. We still have time for ourselves. Like, we're always going. And if you're not working on trying to get your money up and you're always playing the game or just BSing around or out and about every weekend, or just like, you know, not working towards getting more money, then you're not going to have any more money. Then yeah, we're going to make more money. Like, but even if I make more money, I'm not going to be okay with doing all that and taking care of a grown man. Like, it don't sit right with me. I guess I'm old fashioned, call it what you want, but it don't sit right with me. I don't like that at all. I'm not going to get with it. Me personally, if I'm making a certain amount of money, if I'm working hard for my future, for my kids, for my family, I want somebody who's doing the same thing. And that's just on period.
Period.
Period. Period. Period. Period. Period. Period. Period. Period. Period.
I don't want to have to keep dating down. I don't want to have to keep settling because you don't have it figured out. I feel like I've done that a few times before. And it's not like I wouldn't date anybody who has less than me off rip, but I need to know your plans. I need to know that you have a plan. I need to see you actively working on that to be okay with you not being where I'm at. Since I feel like I've worked so hard, I just think it would only be fair if I'm able to have somebody who is like on my level, because I'm pretty sure as a guy, if they were established or whatever it is, they don't want somebody who's like leeching. Like, they want certain things from their women, whether it be physical, whatever it is. Like, they have certain preferences, certain standards, and it's okay for them. And if our certain preference or standard is somebody who can make them feel secure in the relationship, make them feel secure financially, make them feel like, okay, I can trust them to lead, I can trust them to provide, I can trust them to take care of me, I can trust them to take care of our family. Because it's not even just, I like to think ahead of like just me. Like, okay, if we were to last long term, if we were to go far, would he be able to take care of me and our family? Forget me. Would he be able to take care of our family? Or would we be struggling? Like, would he be able to help me take care of our family? Would he be able to have the hustle? Would he be able to be determined enough to make sure we're all good? Because in my mind, from what I've seen growing up and what I've noticed or what I've been around, these men make sure their households are taken care of. And I don't want to hear excuses about like why they can't. Because it just don't make no sense in my mind why a grown man can't figure something out, why a grown man can't get up and take care of his family or go out and get it, to where like if he ain't got it, he gonna go get it. Because if I ain't got it, I'm gonna go get it as a woman. And I don't understand why we have that mindset. We can do that, and a lot of these men cannot. They act like grown babies, and I'm just not with enabling them anymore. I'm just not with it being okay. So yeah, that's just my little rant on these guys these days and why I'm just not settling for it no more. I'm just not gonna keep on dealing with it. Like, call me what you want. Like I said, I don't deal with those type of guys anyways, but after dealing with these bust down men and guys with all these excuses and like all these issues, it's just not worth it. And then to be having all those setbacks, you have all this going on with you, and then you're not even treating me right at the same time, it's just not worth it. And I'm not dealing with that no more. So until I can find a guy who, you know, is really actively working on himself, financially working on himself, mentally, just working on himself in so many ways, I'm not dealing with, where's my, but yeah, like I was saying earlier, I'm not dealing with it no more. And back to what I was saying earlier as well, when it comes to dating and courting women and wanting to spend time with them and stuff like that, I think a lot of us are done with the Netflix and chill. And I honestly believe that if you cannot afford to take a girl out, because I know it's different for guys, like a lot of you guys will be dating multiple women at a time, and a lot of us girls will be dating multiple guys at a time. But the thing with us is that we can go out and not have to spend any money. In order for you guys to court us and date us, you're gonna have to spend some money. And that's just like a part of the game. So like, if you're not trying to spend a lot of money, either don't date multiple women, don't be out here trying to be a player or whatever it is y'all trying to do if you can't afford it, or make sure you got your money up so you can do that, because that's a part of the game. Like, unless you are meeting a lot of girls who are okay with the Netflix and chilling or whatever, that's what you want to deal with, then make sure that's what you're dealing with. Don't try to make the girls who require for you to take them out on a proper date and ain't trying to come to your house and just chill, or ain't trying to do this, make sure you're dealing with the women who are okay with a nice, you know, house date or whatever. Don't try to convince the girls who want to be properly courted to be okay with whatever you got going on, because that's just not the way it's gonna go. Anyways, I think I'm done with my eyes for the most part. We're gonna see how this looks after I finish doing like my face and stuff. So I did my eyes and I put on my lashes, and now I'm about to get ready for the face. I guess I'll just get into this little conversation to where it makes me look at guys a little differently, aside from like the money part of it. Once again, when it comes to Twitter, I personally only date black men, so I only like see what black men are saying, or like pay attention to like how black men treat black women. Not all of them, of course. Like I said before, the same way I don't deal with guys who, or associate myself with guys who feel a certain type of way about spending money on women, I don't deal with these type of guys either. But on Twitter, it's a lot of guys who, well, not even on Twitter, but just like, I guess in real life, like just everywhere. They disrespect women and they tear us down and they just don't treat us well, and just expect for us to always have their back, always be okay, always just hold them down, and just continue to take the disrespect, the neglect, the abuse, and that ain't cool. Like I said, I don't deal with those type of men, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like it doesn't happen, because it does. And while there are guys out here who say, well, that ain't me, or can argue, and it's crazy to me, they can argue that, you know, because they're not that type of guy, it's not going on, or like it's not an experience that a lot of women, black women, experience, when it's like, that doesn't happen to me often. But just because it's not happening to me personally, I can't sit here and say that it's not happening at all, because I mean, if we all have a similar story, is there not some truth behind it? You think we just say it because it's something fun to say? Like, if we've personally been affected by the actions of some of these black men, if we personally felt this way because this black man, is it not a thing? Like, just because you and your crew are not like that does not mean that there aren't guys out there like that. And it's crazy to me how y'all try to act like it's not a thing. A lot of people say that these black men are like the white people of our community, and it definitely has some truth to it, because the same way we scream and cry and complain about how the world treats us, how the world looks at us, how these cops treat us, how these jobs treat us, how these people who aren't black and have power and have control treat us, you know, a lot of people who aren't us, white people, or people who aren't dealing with what we have to deal with firsthand, will say, well, maybe it's because you act like this, or maybe it's because you dress like this, or maybe it's because da da da, or it's not really like that, you're just saying that because you just want to pull that card. And it's like, no, like, it doesn't matter what we do, what we wear, what we say, how we act. These people are gonna feel this way about us. They're gonna do this to it because that's a them problem. It's not us. It's not always us and what we do and our actions and how we look. That's just them. So when black women sit here and complain about black men or speak on our experiences with black men, I don't like how black men try to say, well, I don't think that's happening, I don't do that, so it can't be happening. Or like, just like white people say, well, I'm not racist, so like, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm not one of those, so, you know, whatever. But it's like, just because you're not doing it doesn't mean that it's not happening. And just because you're not participating in it doesn't mean that you can't sit there and see what's going on and agree that, yeah, this is an issue, and, you know, somebody should call this out and somebody should talk about this, and not just brush to the side, well, like, I don't do that, so it doesn't happen. Like, trying to just like act like it's not a thing, and it really is. We all have a similar story for a reason. And I just don't like how they try to deny it or try to like blame us, like, well, it's your fault because you keep dealing with these type of men or whatever it is. But it's like, people are something else. Like, people present themselves in such a way where it's like, you can't just look at somebody and know they're gonna treat you like trash. Like, you can go off of their actions, maybe their reputation, it depends on the type of person, but like, these guys present themselves in such a way where it's like, you won't really know who they really are until like their true color starts showing, and that takes time. Now granted, it becomes our fault when it becomes like on us when we know these things are happening, we've seen them, and we still continue to deal with it. At that point, yes, that is our fault. Depends on like what they've done and their manipulation and like how they've really messed us up mentally. It depends. But like, say if I was to mess with somebody like Future, like I know what kind of guy Future is, and then we all know what kind of guy Future is, and then I sit here and say, well, oh my gosh, I didn't expect for him to treat me like this. Like I thought I was different. At that point, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. It's my fault. I knew he presented himself this way. He's always presented himself this way. Whatever. But if you have a guy that is presenting himself as a nice guy, he presented himself as like this guy who's like this great man, and then he just switch up on you, and it's just like, whoa. Like depending on when they switch up and when they reveal their true selves, it depends on like how hard it will be to like get out of that. And even if we like can't get out of it like immediately, it's still kind of crazy to me how like people victim blame. You're coming more at the people who have been done wrong than the people that are doing wrong, and it's just wild to me. Like, yeah, I mean, after he revealed his true self, if I'm strong enough, I should be able to leave that alone if I'm one of those people. But depending on when they reveal themselves, some people are so deep in it and they can reveal themselves and then give you all of these excuses and manipulate you in such a way to where it's like it's just hard to get out of. Even with all this being said and all this being presented, the people that are like struggling to get out of it or keep dealing with are always being talked about more than the people that are doing it. Like, why are you trying to hold us more accountable for it than the people that are doing it? Like, why not talk to them like, yo, that's not cool. Like, you shouldn't be lying or presenting yourself to be somebody that you're not, or you shouldn't be, you know, doing that. Like, that's not cool. It's not a lot of people holding them accountable. It's always us. So when we sit here and complain about these guys, whether we're in it or we've, you know, just experienced it in passing or in our past, we're always to blame for it. Or like, they're just never really, people don't hold them accountable like they should, and I really don't like that. Like, even like the way we're raised as black women, how our parents or whatever can be like super strict towards us, and you know, we don't get too many chances to mess up. We have to be raised to take care of certain things a certain way, and like these little boys are coddled, and they're like coddled all the way up until like they're grown men, but they still are enabled, they're still being held accountable, and that like really messes up things in their future. Because it's like, now, since nobody held them accountable as a teenager, as a kid, as a grown man, it affects their relationship. So now us as grown women have to take care of these grown men, or like coddle them or enable them, and then it doesn't help that society does that as well. It's like so many things going on, and it's always everybody else's fault, whether it's their mom's fault or like society's fault. It's never really their fault. Even I'm saying that right now, like, it's never really their fault. It's always some other reason. It's like, I mean, I guess that could be true, but it's like at some point we have to get to the point where like we start taking accountability, we start being responsible for our actions, and we start doing better, instead of trying to blame the victim for being a victim and sticking around and being manipulated or whatever it may be. Granted, after a while, if you keep dealing with somebody who's doing you wrong, like, we are kind of look at you crazy like, okay girl, but you gonna keep dealing with him though. So it's like, if you gonna keep dealing with him, be quiet. But I don't like how these guys be treating us. I don't like how they treat us like we're bottom of the barrel. They expect so much of us. They like tear us down. They want to put babies in us and not take care of them. They want to burn us out, have us doing wifey things for years and years and years and never getting a title, and have us hold them down and do all these things, and we never really get anything out of it, and we're just supposed to be okay with that all the time and keep being beside them when they just like throw us away like we're nothing. When they're down, we're supposed to be here. When they're in trouble, when they're getting killed, anything they got going in their life, we're supposed to be behind them. But when it comes to standing up and sticking up for us, a lot of them don't. Again, like I said, I date black men, so I see and surround myself with black men, but it really kills me how black men scream protect black women like that only means physically. And even that's a debate, because some of them that I know, when it comes to like seeing some random woman like getting abused in the street, it's almost like a little like, should we mess with them? Because I could help out and she still end up with him, being with him again, which is like valid. Or I can mess with him, get hurt or get killed, and she's still gonna deal with him, where it's like I risked my life for her. But that's like, that's what comes with protecting someone. Like, it doesn't make any sense how you see like in situations where like people are getting abused or like something's going wrong, the women, we have no fear. Like, we don't care. We are going to protect whoever we can protect. We're going to make sure whoever it is okay. And we're not even going to think twice. But the men, you'll see like the men in the videos kind of like sitting off to the back and not really like stepping up. And it's just like crazy to me. Protect black women, yes, by protecting them physically from abuse and like things like that. Or just protect them by like making sure that nobody is talking to them crazy or treating them a certain way. That's a good step, first step. But I really feel like protecting black women also is, while you wouldn't let anybody else talk to us crazy, treat us a certain way, I think protecting black women would also be not treating us the way you treat us, as far as like treating us like we're disposable, cheating on us, disrespecting us, and things like that. Like, I feel like that was protecting black women too, because you can't expect people to respect us and you don't. You're not even making sure your own is okay. And I don't mean just like people that you like your family, your friends. I mean like as a whole. If you see somebody coming at one of us, I feel like you should step up. Like, that ain't cool. Like, don't be coming at us like that. Same way we do for y'all, and a lot of y'all don't. And it's wild to me that a lot of y'all are like that, but expect so much from us every single time. We have to be there supporting y'all and having y'all back every single time, which is trash because we don't always get that same respect. The biggest thing I'm trying to say out of this is, I think while, you know, a lot of guys are trying to step up and protect us physically, y'all should really look at how you treat the people that you claim you love, like your girlfriends, your friends, sisters, or whatever, how you treat them in your everyday. Do you disrespect them? Do you cheat on them? Do you lie to them? Do you like abuse them? You have to protect black women in so many other ways that I don't even think people think about. But I don't know, it's just something to think about. I don't know if any men are gonna watch my video, but, and every woman might not want to be protected that way, but me personally, I think it's something to think about. It's just kind of hypocritical to scream protect black women and you literally behind closed doors abuse us, cheat on us, disrespect us, but you want somebody else to look at us any different or treat us any different than you do. It's wild, and it's something to think about. But I really think that's it. I just was all over the place with this. I'm just gonna finish off my makeup, change my clothes, fix up my hair, and then come back with the final look. So I'm just gonna speed through the rest of it, and yeah. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat get ready with me video. Like I said before, everything will be listed down below of what I used. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, what your thoughts are when it comes to dating in 2021. If you've had similar experiences or whatever it may be when it comes to dating, like what is your stance on dating right now? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video, comment down below, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.